The Indian judicial system stands as a cornerstone of the world's largest democracy. Tasked with upholding the constitution and delivering justice, it plays a vital role in safeguarding the rights of over 1 billion citizens. The judiciary derives its strength from public trust. This trust is essential for its legitimacy and effectiveness. However, in recent times, concerns have emerged about the appointment process for judges. At the heart of this debate lies the collegium system, an opaque mechanism responsible for judicial appointments. The lack of transparency in this system has fueled criticism and raised doubts about its ability to ensure the appointment of judges who are not only competent but also beyond reproach. To comprehend the complexities of the collegium system, one must delve into its historical context. The system, as we know it today, was not enshrined in the original Indian constitution. It evolved gradually through a series of judgments by the Supreme Court, collectively known as the Judges' Cases. These judgments, delivered between 1981 and 1998, shifted the power of judicial appointments from the executive branch to the judiciary itself. The collegium system is unique to India. It is not based on any specific legislation, but on judicial pronouncements. This peculiarity has contributed to the ongoing debate surrounding its legitimacy and efficacy. At the apex of the system lies the Supreme Court Collegium, consisting of the Chief Justice of India and 4 senior-most judges of the Supreme Court. This body recommends appointments for judges to the Supreme Court and High Courts. Similarly, each High Court has a collegium comprising its Chief Justice and 2 senior-most judges, responsible for recommending appointments to that particular High Court. The recommendations made by the collegium are then sent to the government for approval. While the government has the power to return the recommendation for reconsideration, it is bound to appoint the judge if the collegium reiterates its choice. This system was designed to ensure the independence of the judiciary from executive interference. However, the lack of transparency in the collegium's functioning has become a cause for concern. The deliberations of the collegium are shrouded in secrecy. There are no publicly available records of its meetings, the criteria used for selecting judges, or the reasons behind its decisions. This opacity has led to accusations of arbitrariness, favoritism, and a lack of accountability. Critics argue that the collegium system has created a closed loop, susceptible to influence and manipulation, thereby undermining the very principles it was meant to uphold. The absence of transparency in the collegium system has fueled significant criticism. The lack of publicly available information regarding the selection process raises concerns about potential biases, conflicts of interest, and a lack of objective criteria. The system operates largely behind closed doors, with no mechanism for public scrutiny or input. This lack of transparency directly impacts public trust, as citizens are left in the dark about the appointment of individuals who wield immense power over their lives. The recent incident involving Justice Yashwant Verma has brought these concerns to the forefront. On March 14, 2025, a fire broke out at Justice Verma's Delhi residence. While the fire was contained within minutes, what followed sent shockwaves through the legal fraternity. During the incident, unaccounted cash, reportedly in substantial amounts, was discovered at the residence. The incident immediately raised questions about the source of the funds and whether it pointed to any impropriety on the part of the judge. The Supreme Court Collegium on March 20, 2025, announced the transfer of Justice Verma back to the Allahabad High Court. However, this decision was shrouded in ambiguity. The Collegium provided no public statement, offered no explanation for its decision, and did not disclose whether any internal inquiry had been conducted. This lack of transparency fueled speculation and further eroded public trust. The incident brought to light several critical concerns. The delay in reporting the incident to the public, the lack of information about the amount of cash recovered, the absence of an FIR or a formal investigation into the fire, and the Collegium's silence on whether it sought an explanation from Justice Verma. These unanswered questions have cast a shadow of doubt over the judiciary's commitment to transparency and accountability. The challenges facing the Indian judiciary, particularly those stemming from the collegium system, necessitate a comprehensive approach to reform. The goal should be to create a system that is not only independent but also transparent, accountable, and inspires public confidence. While there have been calls to revert to a system where the government plays a more significant role in judicial appointments, such a move carries the risk of undermining judicial independence. A more balanced approach lies in reforming the existing collegium system to address its inherent flaws. One crucial step is to introduce greater transparency into the selection process. The collegium should make its criteria for selecting judges public, along with the reasoning behind each appointment. Maintaining a publicly accessible database of shortlisted candidates, their qualifications and their track records would enhance transparency. Furthermore, establishing a clear and robust mechanism for receiving and addressing complaints against judges is essential. This mechanism should be independent and impartial, ensuring that all allegations are investigated thoroughly and fairly. Implementing a system for collecting feedback from lawyers and litigants about the performance of judges could provide valuable insights and promote accountability. Technology can play a significant role in enhancing transparency. Live streaming of court proceedings, particularly in cases of public importance, can foster greater public understanding and trust in the judicial process. Similarly, making court orders and judgments easily accessible online can promote transparency and accountability. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, a robust system of checks and balances is needed to prevent any potential abuse of power within the judiciary. This could involve establishing an independent body comprising judges, legal experts, and civil society representatives to oversee the functioning of the judiciary and hold it accountable for its actions. Reforming the Indian judiciary is a complex and ongoing process. However, by addressing the concerns surrounding the collegium system and implementing measures to enhance transparency and accountability, India can strengthen its judicial institutions and ensure that they continue to serve as a beacon of justice and fairness for all citizens. It is only through such concerted efforts that public trust in the judiciary, the bedrock of a thriving democracy, can be restored and reinforced.